Nice run and a good one. Williams outside. 15 keeps his feet. And Williams finds the end zone. And he is in for a touchdown. On second down, here's a toss. Here is Lucas. Jalen Lucas, that great speed. Keeps his feet. Inside the 30. Lucas, 10, 5. Touchdown, Indiana. It's Henderson cutting back and finding the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana.
Welcome to the podcast formerly known as LEO Podcast. Actually, that name's going to stick for a little bit until we figure out what else to do. I'm your host, Michael Bragg. You can find me on Twitter. It's at Bragley, Braggley. You can find me there retweeting a bunch of Arsenal stuff probably, and maybe some sort of stuff with the football team at some point, and unfollowing a bunch of people that are probably going to transfer. So there you go. I'm here with my co-host, Brandon. You can find him on Twitter at Brandon Dubich. Brandon spelled traditionally Dubich, D-U-B-I-C-H. What's up, Brando?
Matt Canada and Tom Allen fired in the same week? Oh my God, this has been a whirlwind of sports news, specifically coaching, and I do think it was the right direction for both programs. Excited to cover probably a packed day or a packed podcast of information.
Yeah. And what would traditionally be a celebratory victory lap podcast for Seth, producer Seth, that is, after an awful victory in what was ends up being a decent game at the end, but one of the worst played bucket games I've seen in a while. But Seth is here. If you haven't done it already, you need to block him. It's at SayTop5, SETAH5. What is up, Seth?
I feel a little bit dirty, boys, but that was not a clean win by any stretch of the imagination. But like what I was saying to you before, this is either going to be our most listened to podcast or our least listened to podcast. So let's bring it.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Real quick, what was messier, the game or your Ale Emporium order?
Oh God!
Don't put them on blast. The Naki wings were fantastic.
Did they screw? What else did they screw up?
They put pesto on as the pizza sauce on
as
like
the primary pizza sauce
on a meats pizza.
Oh, that's probably not good.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hop into it. We are not going to spend a whole lot of time on the game. We're probably going to skip stocks. Maybe do a headline real quick. We're probably not going to revisit predictions because nobody was close. Maybe somebody was close. I don't remember. I just have the old ones. I didn't handwrite the new ones down. But it doesn't matter. We've got some other news we need to talk about. Let's start real quick with the game, and then we'll get into the other stuff going on around IU football right now. IU loses at Purdue 35-31, falls to 3-9 to end the season. Ends the season on a 3-game losing streak. With a combined loss total of, 4, 3, and 3. So yeah, 6. Why am I not doing this right? 10 points. I said 10 points at the beginning. I don't know why I'm sitting here stuttering around like this. A combined loss total of 10 points in the 3 games. I think they are 1-7 now this season in 1-score games. Pretty disappointing, but all in all, turns out to be what we all expected was going to happened. And we will, as I said, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Let's just do real quick. We'll do a headline because there are some things and some people that do need to probably get a shout out real quick. But we'll start with Seth. Seth, what was your headline of this game? We'll start with Brandon. Brandon, what was your headline of the game?
Yeah. Groundhog Day continues. I mean, it's just the same script over and over and over. It's like a horror movie franchise. You know exactly how it's going to go, and you know it's exactly how it's going to end every single time. To say this, like, everyone saw this coming. Do you guys know, or this isn't even Brando's Randos, this is just more trivia. Do you want to know what the win percentage was going into the fourth quarter for IU?
High 70s.
87.2% chance to win the game. We were in a bowl game where IU had a 97% chance of winning. I'm not going to go back and look, but I would guess Tom Allen has lost a dozen games or more where he had an 80+% chance to win. I mean, so again, the headline for me is Groundhog's Day, Groundhog's Day again for Indiana.
So my headline, and I think we talked about this during the game when you were over at my house, was this was Pop Warner football on steroids.
Yes.
This was the unorganized 8 to 12-year-olds muddling around on a mini field, but in full-grown man-sized version. Every single blunder that could be made, every single, kind of brain fart was made. Even on Purdue's side, some of their brain farts turned into positives. There was a time where Dylan Downing was trying to pick up a kickoff. It hopped right over his arm and out of bounds. Ended up being a 23-yard benefit net. It was just this weird it was bad football. It was Pop Warner football on steroids.
I liked that Pop Warner football on steroids. I'm going to go with a headline and a big sub headline. So my first headline is stats don't matter. And then here's my sub headline. Let me read a couple of things to you. Purdue had run for over 300 and I think 30 some odd yards in the previous two games. IU holds them to 178 with their quarterback being the leading rusher. Right. I'm just going to throw some things out here real quick. I'm going to ask you a question at the end. They have 13 tackles for loss. They win. Do they win? No, they lose the turnover battle pretty tough, right? And if I told you the first two things, what's the outcome of the game? 13 tackles for loss. We hold them under a total of 200 yards or 178 yards rushing, right? On a team that runs for 300 yards every game, pretty much. Totally took Tyrone Tracy out of the game. Maccabee out of the game. Both of them. Well, Tracy, I don't know why you guys didn't run the ball with Tracy at all. 4.4 yards a carry, but Maccabee was garbage. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know if he's hurt or what. Dude, he's 2.3 yards a carry. Don't sit here and make that face at me. And he couldn't, what did he get? One catch for 38 yards out of the backfield. Either way, it's a crazy game, right? Sorsby throws 3 picks. We lose by 4 points. Should have won the game. Brandon, what did you say? 90% win percentage win chance going into the fourth quarter?
87% chance.
He threw the 3 interceptions in the first half. We should have won the game with 3 interceptions. We ran the ball decent. Josh Anderson did. Trent Howland they both did. About 4.5, almost 5 yards a carry for each one. Jalen Lucas had a huge kickoff return. The defense was, I would say, tackling all over the place, but had tons of tackles in the backfield, but couldn't tackle anything, right? Couldn't tackle a toddler. It was insane. Did they end up coming out with a number for broken tackles? If I had to give you
an infinity amount,
if I gave you a legit number that's in my head and I said 46, how close over under 5? Would it be 5 either direction?
Who knows?
I mean, it's insane the amount of broken tackles. And the best part was they come out of halftime and whoever that was, the sideline reporter, was like, yeah, Tom Allen, he really wanted to emphasize, and he even said it himself going into halftime. The broken tackles, we can't do the broken tackles. We have to get back to standard, blah, 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 Tom Allen talk. And I expected a change. Like, how stupid am I?
Very dumb. Again, Groundhog's Day. To go back to kind of your point, the second to last drive of the game for IU. First play, 19-yard throw. Second play, run. Third play, 16-yard throw.
These are the EJ, the 2 on the outside to EJ, right?
And then we go run up the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I texted you on that one.
Like, you just saw not even a handful of plays ago that they're giving you 8 yards cushion. Like, this literally was Illinois. This was Michigan State. This was Penn State. This was Louisville. I mean, I saw a lot of people praising Rod Carey, but how? In the biggest moments, it was horrible. And I believe you should be judged on your biggest moments.
Yeah.
And that's why Tom Allen is not the coach at IU.
Oh, breaking news. Spoiler alert for those that didn't know.
Why did they go away from Donovan McCulley?
Why they go away from EJ Williams?
But
Either
Donovan, they went to Donovan 5 times in a row and he won the matchup every single time. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, we're not allowed to go to him anymore.
EJ had 6 for 97. 6 for 97. There's 6'3" and 6'5". Freak athletes on the outside.
The play that ended the game was a slow developing RPO. Just throw it to McCulley.
Yeah.
That's it.
One of the other big things I noticed was there was a play for IU second and goal from the 8, and they ran a QB draw again. It was a nightmare play. Terrible. Didn't go anywhere. The exact opposite thing happened for Purdue. They were second and goal from the 8. They went wide, and I go, oh my God, why are we going wide at the goal line? I go, oh my God, we're running a QB draw. I saw it coming a mile away. I said it before they snapped the ball. Carr drops back, QB draw, touchdown, untouched. For some reason, the exact
Aaron
same
Casey
play
was being tackled, but it's fine.
Well, yeah, you can. That's besides the point. But the exact same play
officiating isn't in the first dozen reasons that IU lost this game.
It's in the first dozen.
But just the execution, it's the exact same play, exact same situation, completely different outcomes. And the difference was IU does that all the time. Purdue was breaking a trend, and it worked because of it. So it's just I don't know. That was one of the other things I saw was frustrating, that you could see a mile away, and
what do you mean,
for whatever reason.
People watch tape, game plan against you? It's impossible. All right. That's enough. Is this enough of the game? It's enough of the game. We don't need to do players of the game. I mean, honestly, it's EJ Williams if we're going to pick one.
Dylan Tiedemann. I did it wrong. Damn it. I'm sorry, guys.
Is it that hard when they just throw the ball to you, Seth? It's not that hard.
Hold on, guys. He's a true freshman.
I understand.
Did you hear that? Oh, sorry. They said it like 45 times on the broadcast.
Oh, my gosh, dude. Oh, yeah. And speaking of, you were talking about the dude with the kickoff that he let bounce over him, and then it went out of bounds. Luckily, they were all over. What a heady play. Wait. He's sitting there watching the ball going, oh, crap. Please go out of bounds. Please go out of bounds. Oh, my gosh, dude. I mean, we're done. We're done. Let's move on to the important part of the podcast. And it is the fact that we were finally right on something. We grew up, we being a collective, we as an organization of the Indiana football program, and got rid of a coach whose time was done. I'm going to let Brandon do a lot of talking on this because he's got a lot of thoughts. But Brandon, Tom Allen is the era is done. The LEO era is done at IU.
Yeah, and it was the only move. I'm not going to give credit to them for doing it because, quite frankly, you shouldn't get extra credit for doing your job. It was the absolute only thing that could have been done, that should have been done. The thing that I like so far is apparently this was done a while ago, and external is the only people that knew today. Internal, this has been in the works for weeks, which is really, really smart. Really, really smart. So that's about the only thing I will give credit to the athletic department. I also want to give a little credo. I don't know if you guys noticed this. A bunch of outlets, I don't know who got it out there first. Actually, it may have been just IU who put a notice up, but Tom's taking only a $15 million payout and sending the other $5 million back into the athletic department.
Wow.
Yeah. So there was a whole press release. I don't know if I didn't read it because, again, I've been reading literally so much today. I feel like I've read a Bible's worth of content today. But Tom Allen came in a nice guy. He's leaving a nice guy. My first Brando's Randos that I want to put to you, Michael, and then Seth, you can answer this too, is did Tom Allen leave the program better than he inherited?
The way he inherited it was very weird. I remember where I was.
It was
weird
a
enough.
good team.
Yeah.
Maybe not a good team, but
Did he leave it better? No. I mean, did he leave the
Yeah.
program better? No, he did not.
No, we're in a worse spot, in my opinion.
Especially now with a lot of the news that's come out of, Sorsby and Dexter, and I'm sure some other ones that will pop out. So,
Seth, what do you think? Better or worse than what he got?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely at a net negative. I think he was a great steward of the program. He had some high highs, but at the trajectory he's currently at, and with the fallout that's currently ongoing and will continue to be ongoing, you have to believe this is going to be absolutely net negative.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, I think we now. I mean, it happened less than 24 hours after the game, which is a positive, right? And everything that's been pumping out is that this should happen soon, right? I think you've heard that from the Indy Star, you've heard that from Pigs, you've heard that from everyone. There's also a rival podcast that some uses sources like Twitter for their information, not us. But so yeah, I mean that's exciting too, because again, you don't want to be left without a date to prom. And that's what a coaching search is, right? The ones that are already off the board, Lebby, we were never going to get him, right? Like Lebby was never realistic. Elko just went to Texas A&M. He was never realistic. So I think so far, those are two big gigs, Houston and Mississippi State, off the board, with our board still clearly intact. So, again, I like the way this is moving. It's moving fast. It's moving swiftly. And so far, we haven't got jumped at all.
Yeah. Are we going to do something hot board wise? Do you guys want to give a?
Sure. I think we definitely have to go over all the candidates. I will say what I'm using for my sources is Matt Weaver's head coach hot board on Pigs. And then I also have Zach Osterman's Indy Star list. I think those are the only two that I've seen out there. And I think I probably have them both memorized at this point. I've Wikipedia'd way too much today.
There are some on. Well, here's one from 70. Okay. Here's one from The Athletic. Let me look at this.
Okay. So, Seth, I know you've been all over this as probably more than me. Let's start at who shouldn't IU hire?
I've got one.
Are we going specifically, or are we going categorically?
Yes. No, okay. Let's just start saying names. I think we are there, and where we want to go. Who should IU not hire, and why?
Ooh. Okay. First off, I'll go with Kevin Sumlin. He gets nominated for every single head coaching job, I swear, and I don't think he's done anything to deserve any of it. And IU would be ridiculous to even consider him.
He's got Purdue ties too.
Of course he does. That's why I'm mad about it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the one that I've seen, and I don't know if the Pigs list is in order per se, but it's one he's the third guy on the list. And it's I don't know how to say his name, but Kirk Cignetti at James Madison. Yeah, there's a couple huge red flags, right? Never been a big time head coach, never been a Power 5 or not even a Group of 5 head coach. He is 62 years old. I think what we need in here is somebody that's, would you go maybe 40s, 30s, 40s that can inject some youth, some energy into the program, but also has some sort of elite either play calling experience or head coaching experience. So I want to avoid old, if that makes sense.
Why? What
do you mean why? What is this guy going to come in here 62 years old? How's he going to recruit Indiana from James Madison? I
don't disagree with you on Cignetti. I don't like Cignetti either. I don't think age matters.
There's a guy that's outside of my age, outside the age range that I gave, that we've been talking about a lot today in the group text, that I would take in a heartbeat.
Okay. Well, let's see if his name comes up. Yeah, I don't think any of us want Sumlin. I don't think any of us want Cignetti. I'm going the guy that I've heard a lot about, and you will see on every list, is Jason Candle. He has never met expectations a single time. If we're going to hire a group of 5 or lower person, I want this person to be an overachiever. Jason Candle is the exact opposite of that. He is a underachiever. He's basically Kirk Ferentz of the MAC, right? He's steady. He recruits okay, but he has every advantage. He has a huge budget. He has great facilities for the MAC, and yet he continues to not live up to preseason rankings. So guys like that fit the profile of underachievers, which I think a lot of these lists have, I immediately cross off. Age is not a variable for me that matters. What you do with what you're expected to is high on my list.
So you don't like Kurt Cignetti as an up-and-comer from a group of 5. Here's a couple other group of 5s that have been mentioned. Yeah. Jamie Chadwell, Willie Fritz.
Love Willie
and
Fritz.
I guess Tom Herman.
Tom Herman? I don't.
No,
I think we can kind of poo-poo. I think we can kind of poo-poo on the Tom Herman. I don't hate Tom Herman, but I don't think we can poo-poo on them.
He doesn't hit my. Again, I'm not going to say my main variable. He couldn't win at Texas and Houston. How can you not win at Texas and Houston? I don't want those guys. I don't want retreads that have failed at bigger programs. That will not work at IU. Just as far as Tom Herman goes. I like Willie Fritz.
I love Willie Fritz.
He has found a way to develop a quarterback. He's an offensive coach, which is fun. I like Jamie Chadwell, but he's not perfect, right? Willie Fritz and Jamie Chadwell would fall in the I like it category, not I love it.
Give me a pecking order between those two.
Fritz.
Probably go Fritz.
So, hey, remember how we talked about, I don't know if we talked about this on air or off, about how Tulane's quarterback wants to get out and wants to play major college football.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes. If the dominoes fall the way that they are
Michael
right
Pratt.
Now, yeah, I mean, he's coming. If your head coach comes, I would assume he's gonna follow him. But yeah, I don't know. I just want somebody that's got head coaching experience, knows an offense, or at least can bring in a big time offensive mind, and can add some sort of different juice to the program. Like scream at somebody or something would be nice.
Here's another name I have heard a couple times, but seems like a parallel move. Jed Fish.
Jed Fish. You got to tell me about Jed Fish. Tell the people about Jed Fish.
Arizona. They're ranked this year, I believe, in the top 15.
We've heard Jed Fish as a possibility.
It's just
this is the first time I've heard
conjectures.
First time I'm hearing Jed Fish. He had a great one season, right? Looking at it, he was the QB coach of the New England Patriots. He put in time with McVay with the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
He was the interim head coach at UCLA. He was at Michigan. He was at the U. On
he's
paper,
coached
he
some
looks
big
great.
time stuff. Yeah. I'm looking at him right now. I would take him. Now apparently there's something going on with a contract extension that they're kind of iffy on it, because I guess he's coming up on the end of his contract. We're pretty close to it. They asked him about it after the Arizona State game yesterday. He didn't have much of an answer for it. So I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't think that that's a possibility. I would think that is a pretty lateral move for him. So I wouldn't say it's a downgrade, but I would welcome that with open arms.
Another name, because again, I think we go from people we're not excited about. I'd rather eliminate people first. Another name I want to eliminate is Paul Christ.
Okay, because that was one of the guys I was super excited about.
What? This is good podcasting. You like some guys I don't like. Why?
You literally. No, sorry, it was Garrett. It was Garrett. It was my buddy Garrett from Monon Track Club. Went through his stuff, and he was just basically like, everybody thinks he failed at Wisconsin, right? I don't know how long he was there, 6 years, 7 years. He won 3 Big Ten titles, or 3 Big Ten West titles, which is, I mean, what is that like? That's like winning the MAC, I guess, whenever you're playing in the Big Ten. But he won 3 titles there. Granted, he had some incredibly successful running backs during those times, and pretty good players all the way around, right? But the guy has a ton of experience coaching at a high level, right? He's not like he's been sitting around. He's been at Texas in his 1 year off. Would it bring a ton of excitement? No, but I want somebody who's going to come in and win. And the points that he's brought through, I think his his record or whatever it was is like 9-4. So would you kill for that at IU? I would kill for 9-4, 9-3, I guess, without the bowl game. But
one of these
somebody that's going to win,
is
right?
not like the other.
Here we go.
How was Wisconsin and Indiana like comparable?
I don't know.
What did Paul Chryst do really well? A scheme. He never brought in huge recruits. Never brought in. I guess he brought in. He didn't bring in Russell Wilson. Never really brought in big transfers. He reportedly does not like NIL. Does not embrace NIL at all. That's one of the big reasons he got let go. I want an NIL.
Well, I want an NIL guy. Yeah, of course. But I don't think he can avoid it.
I don't think what Chris, and I cover this in the Boiler Express podcast. Chris doesn't check modern college football boxes. Not a huge recruiter. Not a huge NIL guy, and relies on a scheme. You know who that sounds like? Archie freaking Miller.
You can't compare this dude to Archie Miller.
Archie Miller was a scheme guy.
Archie
wasn't
Miller
big in NIL.
Came from Dayton. He never coached anywhere big before he came to IU.
I don't know.
I don't like it.
You want someone that got fired within your conference.
I mean, do I? Do I want someone? If I told you that Pat Fitzgerald was a possibility, would you take him?
Hell no.
Why?
Why? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, his last 4 years at Northwestern were terrible. You know what his biggest knock was,
he went
Michael?
to a Big Ten championship game in his last 4 years.
3 of the 4 were garbage. The 1 year was an aberration.
Yeah, with an IU quarterback.
What was his knock? What was his knock?
I have no. Well, the fact that he allowed hazing would be one of them, but
Just
allegedly
terrible at hiring coordinators.
How do you know all of these things?
I told you I read so much today. I read so much. I literally read articles from Northwestern of why he was fired.
Bragg, name me one Northwestern coordinator from the last 10 years.
I couldn't.
Exactly.
I couldn't name you any coordinators outside of IU. And the only reason I know Purdue's is because they're all freaking new.
Hello.
But again, at least Tom Allen has a DeBauer and Womack, right? Northwestern doesn't even have any of that. Right?
What do you mean?
Played in a crappy division. In he was a player's coach, and that message had died. I don't know the difference between Pat Fitzgerald and Tom Allen. I don't. Rah, locker room guy. I don't see any difference.
Okay, I want to know who you like off this list, because if you tell me Justin Fry, I want to know why, because there is no experience, no recruiting stuff, no hiring coordinators, no doing any of that stuff. So please tell me Justin Fry is one of your guys.
Yeah, Justin Fry is a guy I would be okay with. He isn't the guy. Do we want to go number one, or do we want to go other guys we like?
Tell me, here's a question. Tell me the average fan base reception to Justin Fry. People are going to lose their minds. It's just another rewash, another IU guy coming in. Here we go again. Tom Allen 2.0. He's never coached. Blah, 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 right? Losing their mind. I'm guarantee you that's what's going to happen, right? Or what do you think would happen?
So, I mean, do you want to know my number one?
I guess. Let's hear it.
Matt Campbell, Iowa State.
Oh my gosh. I was going to ask you guys all day about Matt Campbell. You want to talk about somebody that lost a ton of money by staying at a place that he should have moved on from.
The Big 12 is dead. He
Tell
needs
me about
to
Matt
go
Campbell.
to a better conference.
Is he on the list?
He's on Peag's list. He is not on the Indy Stars list. The only issue that I see is he does have another $4 million buyout that IU would have to pay. So that's why he hasn't been linked as much as I think he probably should be, because not only does IU have to pay him, they have to pay Iowa State, which I think is a pretty tall ask. But you're right. I mean, how this guy isn't a bigger name across the board, I'm not sure. He went to Iowa State that was abysmal before him, and he's put together solid seasons. Solid seasons. And I think he can do that. There's no reason what he did at Iowa State he can't do to IU, and that is make them competitive.
Yeah.
He brings recruits to Iowa State. I feel like every Sunday I watch, like, that guy's from Iowa State, that guy's from Iowa State, that guy's from Iowa State. They put guys in the league. They play competitive football. I feel like they pull off a major upset every couple of years, right? Matt Campbell is my number one. I think there's probably a 1% chance it happens. Probably less than a 1% chance it happens. But Matt Campbell is my number one. My other one isn't very possible, but this follows under Miffa. Do you guys want to hear my Miffa guy?
Cliff Kingsbury.
Yes. Michael, this was actually your idea. Kind of tell us what you were thinking about Cliff Kingsbury.
Offense. Give me Texas Tech.
He doesn't win.
No, his career, I think, let me scroll down a little bit.
Like 35 and 45.
That's as a head coach. Yeah, there it is right there. 35 and 40.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Again, I've read so much today.
Yeah. I was gonna throw out another name I was just sitting here messing around with. Where did it go?
If you want offense, there is an offensive name that now that he didn't go to Texas A&M.
Tell us about this. Who's that?
The Running Rebels, Jeff Traylor. Those guys run an insanely fun offense. They've been top 10 in scoring the past 3 years, I think. The red flag, I guess, he has absolutely no ties to IU, the Midwest, the Big Ten. He certainly wouldn't bring any players. I don't know, but if you want fun offense, Cliff Kingsbury's a name, but Jeff Traylor is the actual attainable Cliff Kingsbury. If you want to go full Miffa, Jeff Traylor from UTSA is the guy.
Seth,
so I've given my three. You
give us some
guys,
stuff. We need to put together a list, is what we need to do. Just like a consensus list. Maybe Seth just needs to put it together. Willie Fritz is on the list, though.
He's my number one. I think he has the recruiting profile as well, where New Orleans is located. Heavily recruits Texas, Louisiana, Georgia, and Florida. Which I know Indiana's obviously Midwest, but you look at this roster, lots and lots of players up and down are from those states. It's a hotbed. There's a reason why they go down there. And if he's able to tap into those pipelines, he's established, he has familiarity with those coaches in those high schools. I think he's a hell of a get. And if you can bring along the quarterback as well to be a Band-Aid for one season to maintain some relevancy and stability while you recruit kind of the future, I think that's a hell of an opportunity. And I think that going from the AAC to the Big Ten, that's a hell of a relevance jump. And I assume the pay would correspond to that.
Can I yell at you, Michael?
Yeah, because I was going to say I seem a little bit probably.
He's 63.
I was going to say he's older and he's never coached. He has no Big Ten connections, right?
Yeah. So how is this not Signetti?
Because
what's the difference?
He coaches my third team. That's why. And he doesn't
ever cover the spread. I'll tell you.
And he'll bring Pratt. Is that Pratt? Is that his name?
Yeah. Michael Pratt.
I'm assuming he'll bring Pratt, and maybe because of his ties to New Orleans, maybe he could keep somebody like Jalen Lucas. So who knows?
Is there any other names that you guys want to talk about?
I know there's another guy who's a Power 5 retread who's trying to get back into coaching, and that is Dan Mullen.
Dan Mullen. Yes. What about our boy that just got fired from Houston? Do we want to talk about him?
Dana Holgerson.
Yeah.
Again, offense, if that's a route to go. But now you're hiring AAC. Oh, I guess Houston's Big 12 now. But yeah. You're hiring a retread who just got fired.
Yeah. And I don't love that, but again,
Dan Mullen's repeatedly out. He has no interest.
Okay, that's fine.
Again, this is Twitter. This literally is no sources. We're not that other podcast that claims Twitter as a source, right? I literally read that on Twitter that Dan Mullen has no interest in going back to coaching. None. At least head coaching. So, who knows? Can we talk Kane Womack? And why
not even on the list.
He is on Indy Stars, and
it's too convenient. It's too convenient. It's like Scott Dolson's immediate list that he comes up with. He's like, Jerry DiNardo's still alive. Let's put him on the top 5. Go ahead.
So if we are to believe this really, really good staff at 247 at Peegs.com, they said, and I seem to agree with it, it makes sense that they're going to stay away from anyone that has ties to Tom Allen.
But Seth's buddy.
Out of respect to Tom and respect for that person, to not put them in that position for taking their friend or acquaintance or previous coworker's job. Which that makes sense to me. Also, Kane Womack does nothing for me. I don't want a defensive coach. He checks your young box though, Michael.
He does check the young box. He checks the IU ties. Kent Sterling, this is what I was saying, Seth's buddy. Seth loves some Kent Sterling on Twitter. Has him as one of on the high list or whatever, right? With Justin Fry. Again, pure convenience.
I shared that tweet offline. All right.
I understand. That's your boy. You love some Kent Sterling. Where is he from? He's from like Jeffersonville or something, isn't he? From like
he's the Louisville area, I thought. Yeah.
Oh, okay, whatever. Same thing.
Yeah, right. So I was just saying somewhere down there, yes.
I don't know how we're gonna do this, but we need to do some sort of top 3 or top 5 consensus list.
Are you concerned
that Antoine Randall at all? Can we talk Antoine Randall?
Do we want message board and Twitter rumors?
What are the rumors that he's not interested?
No. Not what I read.
The rumors then
that he wants to finish his season with Detroit.
He
wants to see this through with what he's doing in Detroit. Totally open to having that conversation after the season. Why that doesn't work?
Can't wait.
Bingo.
The problem is we'll have 4 people left on the team.
Yeah.
And unless they can do some sort of, whatever, the consent contract or something, and it's just basically like, listen, we're going to hire you. We're going to tell the team, but nobody's allowed to say anything until whatever.
I've never heard of that situation.
No, absolutely not.
He wants to respect Dan Campbell. He likes what he's built in the wide receiver room there. He believes in the Detroit team. He's extremely interested from what I have read, but he's not leaving the Detroit Lions.
Could you hire him without this? Could you hire him and just stay at Detroit until you're done?
How much a college coach has to be in and around the program, especially a new hire, I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know if it is possible or not. That is the biggest miffle you could have.
Yes,
like that is an all-time legend coming back to the school again. And I've talked about it before. He's already been number 1 on my list from the very beginning. So don't sit here, you guys are screaming at me again on whatever listening device you're on. No head coaching experience, none of that, blah blah blah. Dude, at some points, it doesn't even matter. When you get somebody in here like that can probably bring in somebody that's going to be a big-time defensive coordinator, big-time offensive coordinator, or at least a decent one that's had a huge track record. He doesn't have to coach. You know what I mean? He's not calling plays. Maybe he can call plays. We don't know. We don't know. I don't know what Man Campbell's having him really do down there. Maybe he is calling plays. Maybe he's Amon Ram. How do you say his name? Amon Ron St. Brown's. Maybe just throw it to him every time. And he'll just treat Jalen Lucas like him. He's done pretty good.
Yeah, look, that run back was awesome. He was gone. He was gone at about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, it looked a lot like the Michigan State one that he got tripped up
on. Okay, let's wrap up this coaching, and then I think we need to talk players that are either talked about leaving, and then players that we want to stay. So right now, Michael, you are Scott Dolson. Who was your first phone call to 3 weeks ago when we allegedly knew we were going to let Tom Allen go? First call.
PFAL golf course. Let's try to get a tee time.
Nice. Okay. To a coaching candidate.
Oh, to a coaching candidate. Who am I calling? First person I'm calling. Probably Antoine. That's probably the first person.
Okay. Who out of everyone that we've discussed, who's your first offer?
Oh, out of everyone we've discussed, who's the first one I'm offering?
Yep.
You're not going to like the answer, but I think it's just based on experience. I think
you're on
the easy call is Paul Chryst. The easy call is Paul Chryst. That's the easiest one. That's one of those where it's kind of like, it's kind of, people are going to get, maybe they'll nitpick his record, but it's not a hard hire. It's not a hard sell, I would say. Granted, I didn't know a lot of the stuff that you told me about his NAO and stuff like that, but
and who knows if that's true? That's just Twitter.
Either,
that
right?
is not. Yeah, that is unverified social media BS. Like, who knows if that NIL stuff is true? Nobody knows.
Speaking of somebody that I'm going to see if he's even on the list. Speaking of Paul Chryst in Wisconsin, wasn't there a lot of Jim Leonard stuff going on with Wisconsin that didn't? There he is, right there.
What about Jim Leonard? Interim coach last year.
How do we feel about Jim Leonard? No ties to IU, obviously.
Great DC,
right? Young, big time. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question because he's an idiot, Dolson. So I'm not really sure how to answer, how to think like him. I guess I would say.
Don't want to ever think like him. All right, Seth, who's your guy?
My first call is I'm going to call somebody I'm going to force them to say no. And that's Jed Fish. I think he's the hot name on commodity. I think he has a high opportunity to leave. And I think he's a guy who would definitely want to segue out of a position into a better one, or at least a better conference where it gives him a better position visibility for that next jump. But he's going to say no, because I think he's going to end up getting a better offer than IU, unfortunately. Sorry. And I think the second call you make then is to Willie Fritz. And I say, you back up the Brinks truck and you say, hey, whatever they're offering you as an update to come back, we will double it. We'll add 1.5, whatever it is. We need to bring you, and your first call needs to be to Michael Pratt to get him a U-Haul truck as well.
Right. That's a good call. I like those. What are you doing, Brandon? You gonna answer your own question?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Matt Campbell. But we've had this discussion. We had the discussion about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah,
maybe 8 weeks ago. I don't remember the time frame. No Brian Hartline. No Colin Klein. I have to go back and look at who my other one was.
Jesse Minter, Mike Hart, Justin Fry.
Yeah,
for the other three.
So big whiff on me. I mean, Justin Fry, I guess I was right. But big whiff on me. None of my guys when I threw it out 6 to 8 weeks ago on this. So I want to eat a little bit of crow.
I got one. Antoine Randall. There you go.
Yeah. All right, let's move to players because they're the ones that actually play on the field.
Are you going to name the players?
We can. So far we know Miles Jackson, right? And we know Brendan Sorsby.
Okay.
And we know Dexter Williams.
Okay.
Is there anyone else that I don't know? I would have missed anyone else.
I'll refresh Twitter again now, but those are the three I have written down from today.
Let's go around for those three, right, and say must keep. Nah. Oh, and Bleedy. Well, we don't know for sure that he's going to leave.
No,
but
they're
he
all
put out some
doing like the
cryptic stuff, right?
Yeah.
blessed up.
Don't let the door hit you. Let's do that. So yeah, throw it.
Well, hold on. Bruce Feldman just posted among the Indiana coaching candidates to replace Tom Allen, South Alabama's Kane Womack, Bama OC Tommy Reese, Ohio State OL Justin Fry, and a big wild card candidate who has support was John Gruden.
Whoa, Gruden. Doesn't he have some issues though? Some off the field. Wasn't he canceled? John Gruden.
Yeah, he said some things in an email that weren't great. John Gruden would be Miffa.
John Gruden would be dude, tell me that Tommy Reese would not be. That would be huge.
And then Rabjohn's 3 minutes later saying, yeah, that's not true. John Gruden is not a candidate. Reports that he is are inaccurate.
I'm big on the Tommy Reese thing. You want to get the reversible jacket guys back in town?
Oh, Jesus.
Get Tommy Reese back over here. Former Notre Dame quarterback. Super young, right? How young is he? He's 31 years old. Again, no major head coaching experience, obviously, but he's clearly a very good offensive coordinator, a running quarterback. He just, I don't know, whatever offense gets you 4th and 31 converted. I'll take that offense.
He runs a spread, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, running back. He's in the shotgun probably about 85-90% of the time.
Love it. That's the hire, dude.
That's just based off of my eyes. I have no stats to back that up. Just watched a lot of Alabama this year.
That's fun, dude. That's a fun hire right there. If that happens, that is total speculation. This is day one.
This podcast is going to be outdated 24 hours.
Oh, yeah. No, it may be in 12 hours from now. Maybe. But again, apparently they're supposed to do a quick hire, right? Is that what we heard, or is that just a rumor?
Yeah. So everything that I've read from Osterman to Rabjohn from Twitter, that this is going to be done this week.
Okay.
Seth, I don't want to steal your thunder. When do you think this will be done? You've said it multiple times.
My guess is going to be wrapped up by Tuesday. I would put it at over under about 48 hours from now. I just think that this is a job that has to be filled, and urgency is of the utmost importance. There are going to be additional openings coming up here before too long. I will wildly speculate that Iowa will be available come a week from now. So that'll be another job that will probably be open. So IU needs to act before additional openings make themselves, available.
Michigan's super scared of Iowa, by the way. Like super scared of Iowa.
Only because the 2 injured players from Iowa have all of Michigan's intel.
Well, from what I've heard,
Tommy Reese, I think, jumps up to number 2.
Tommy Reese is huge for me. Like I don't think ARE is going to happen. Tommy Reese might be my number 1.
Matt Campbell, I still think, is my number 1 because I think I don't know if he wants out of Iowa State. If he's smart, he will get out of the dying conference that is the Big 12.
But he's not smart, Brandon. He could have gone anywhere he wanted.
What, 2 years ago?
COVID season.
Anywhere didn't he learn? People can learn.
True. Did he? We'll see.
Who knows?
Is Reese sexy?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Like physically or just like as a hire?
No, he's not a good looking.
Because I don't remember what he looks like. No, he's all right.
I was just meaning marketability.
That's a sexy hire, bro.
Yes. I think people line up.
So you run to renew your season tickets with Tommy Reese at the helm.
Oh yeah. I might want to do
let's
that.
Let's look at Alabama's offensive
rankings.
Your
season. Yeah, I can do that real quick.
They've come on strong lately.
Renew your season tickets.
Before Saturday, I thought they were the best team in the country. And then
Auburn.
I don't think that anymore.
So let me go. I'll go scoring. You want me to go scoring offense or total offense?
Auburn always makes them look ugly in Jordan Hare.
Total offense, Alabama this year with a new quarterback, 48th.
Do you think he's bringing a quarterback from Alabama? He's not obviously bringing Monroe because Monroe's going to be a Heisman guy next year.
No,
hold on. You ready to snort some hopium here?
Uh-oh.
Who was second place allegedly in the Arch Manning sweepstakes?
Alabama.
He had a huge crush on Tommy Reese allegedly. I think there was some, oh my God. Sorry.
That's 17th in the country in scoring, 36 points a game. 36 points a game, 40,
in the
400 yards a
SEC.
game in the SEC. They're the
400 yards a
number
game.
2 SEC scoring offense. Yeah, number 2 behind Georgia.
I like Matt Campbell because he'd bring a staff, he'd bring players, and he's done it. Allegedly, head coach experience is very important to Dawson. He wants head coaching experience. I think Matt Weaver from 247 Sports even went out to say that when his next hot board comes out, it will likely not contain anyone who hasn't been a head coach before. So I don't want to dump cold water on Tommy Rees, but allegedly head coach experience matters, which would cross Tommy Rees off immediately.
But this is new information and from a legit source.
It doesn't get much legit than that, even though the Gruden inclusion is interesting.
Well, there's ties. I think he said it was like a bonus thing, right, Seth? Is that what he said?
Wild card.
He's got IU ties. We've heard it before. We've heard
he's been there before. Yeah. He's been at games and practice and everything.
Yeah.
Man, Tommy Rees.
Rees would be big. Oh, that'd be big. It'd be a straight stepping stone, I think, for him.
Oh, absolutely.
If things go right,
we're talking 4 to 6 years, 6 years tops.
I'll take 4 to 6
because then he's taking over Notre Dame. No, Marcus Freeman's going to be there for a long time.
Yeah, he's young too.
Yeah,
he can have whatever job he wants. Coming from Alabama, going to IU, and making them successful, that'd be huge. I mean, this is pure speculation, guys. We don't know. Okay, is that enough fanboying over Tommy Rees for now? I guess, but I think Seth, we put Tommy Rees either 1 or 2 on our list.
Okay. So back to the transfer. So the 3 that have announced, we talked about. What's the thoughts there? Are we devastated? We just know that there's going to be more.
Miles Jackson, absolutely not. No offense, he played really hard. He popped a few times, but I don't think he. I mean, I get to steal a baseball term, wins above replacement. I think you could find someone in the transfer portal to match it. Dexter Williams is always just going to be not a full-time quarterback, as harsh as I want to say, especially coming off a major injury. I think he's someone you want in there that, hey, if you need him to play a couple games because of an injury, he can do that. I don't think he is irreplaceable. Brendan Sorsby freaking sucks.
Yeah, that sucks if we
lose him.
If we lose him. It's if. A lot of ifs.
We're back to where this team has been. Again, to go back to my tagline or headline or whatever, it's Groundhog's Day. Brendan Sorsby commits to another school. Again, you can enter the portal and then take your name out of the portal. So none of these guys are gone. That would be massive. And I think it would make the coaching hire even more important because you need to know if they're bringing a quarterback with them, which is why Willie Fritz, I think, has to be on the list. Because I think, again, for me, if Willie Fritz is our guy, he has to say, well, I'm bringing Pratt.
Yeah, it's got to be a package deal. I do think Tommy Rees or somebody exciting, maybe even, again, just a name, throw out somebody like Antoine Randall or Tommy Rees or somebody that doesn't have any connections directly to Sorsby, but has a lot of, either experience at IU or clearly was a pretty good quarterback in college and has been really good with quarterbacks, especially at Notre Dame and Alabama, could come in and probably save some of that relationship. But man, I don't know.
That's why hiring an offensive quarterback matters.
Quick.
Because you can sell Sorsby on, hey, that's why a defensive coordinator or defensive coach, it's not the direction I want to go now.
Yeah.
Miffa, man. So do you guys agree with me on the Jackson, Dexter, Sorsby take? Do you guys have any thoughts on those 3 players?
Can I do something, Seth? Can I read? I think it's pretty well known. I think we don't really care about Jackson. Williams would be. We love Dexter Williams, sexy Dexter, love him. Again, I don't see it as like a major Big Ten starting quarterback, and then Sorsby would be an absolute kick in the balls. Can I read something, Seth, that you know about from a player that may be on the team? Some thoughts about Tom Allen. This is an unknown player on the team. This is direct words about losing Tom Allen. Just sucks because I think everyone loved him. Most agreed it was time. And then they were talking about people sticking around. I think a lot of people will wait, but it'll be interesting. QB1 already hit the portal a couple hours ago. Yeah, I bet you that locker room is crazy right now.
Well, I just think that usually the quarterback is the leader of the locker room and is usually the guy who takes the stand. And for him to be one of the first guys on the on the plane out, I think that's emblematic of what's about to happen.
Let me throw something out there to kind of cool some of these waters on a lot of people jumping ship.
Not to say they're gone,
No.
just that they're announcing a portal entry.
Sorsby, and you can look it up. Sorsby was a Walt Bell guy. He was a real late commit. He was a direct Walt Bell commit, and fell in love with the program. I mean, it was late. It was a real late commit to the 2021 class, or 22, maybe the 22 class, to the 22 class. He could just be a guy that was ready to go no matter what happened with Bell being gone. So I have no idea why he would do that. I don't know. It wasn't good enough to get him to start at the beginning of the season. So why he would jump ship for Walt, but I'm just saying there could be a connection there with Bell and Sorsby. But anything else we want to talk about?
Again, I think all of this is going to be so fluid and happen so fast. I'd love to hear what our listeners think. This is going to be a wild 48 hours. Seth, you've been right more than you've been wrong. So we'll see if you're right. If we get something like an 11 a.m. Tuesday or a 3 p.m. Tuesday press conference.
I'll just say the one thing is as these announcements get made, understand that the kids, this is like a big decision for them, and always be supportive of them. I think that's one of the things that's always frustrating is it's always sad to see them go. And that it means a negative, contribution to the program, that those guys ultimately have to be replaced. But a lot of these guys are doing what's best for them, but they're for their families, are chasing their dreams. And at this point, without having a head coach, they have to find somewhere that they can cling on to. So just, be careful when you're out there. Don't say anything negative about the players, be supportive of them, and understand that they're all kind of trying to figure things out too.
Yep. Yeah. No, this is honestly last thing I want to say. Are we ready for final statements?
Yeah.
Or anything like that?
Yep.
IU has more hope today than we had 48 hours ago. Hope is a dangerous drug, but it would have been really, really hard for me to buy into IU if Tom Allen was the coach. Again, it needed to happen. I'm not going to give them credit for doing their job, but it's important to not miss that IU's arrow for the first time in a long time isn't down.
Yep, I agree. I am interested to see what happens. You guys already know I've straight up muted you guys' speculation group text. Just after I turned it back on this morning, like not even kidding. Like after the breaking news came out, I turned it on because I'm like, all right, here we go, and start getting into like some real stuff. And then next thing I know is like 87 text messages later with all these names that are going to be super irrelevant and we didn't even talk about today. So it's just like I had to turn that one off. So yeah, can't wait to see what actually happens. I think, and like what Brandon said, don't tweet at Croots and don't tweet at players. Just be nice. Don't do it. But anything else you want to say, Seth, before we get out of here? Nope. That's it.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead. It's your podcast.
Just this our podcast. Hell yeah. I was kidding. We are going to hold off on a name until we get a coach or something like that. Right.
Chances are we won't name it after the coach, though.
No, you got to learn from your mistakes.
Unless it's Tommy Reese, then maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, so I just because I've got DM'd about it. I don't know if the LEO has got DM'd about it. Often Don had tweeted at us about it. I think we're going to get that question a lot. But yeah, I think the new name will hold off until a coach has been hired. But yeah, I think it's fairly confident that it will not be coaching related.
Yeah, which is obviously the safest thing to avoid. So cool. Nothing else. Seth's got nothing else. That's great. Be sure to check out the pod on Twitter and Instagram at Podcast LEO for now. Make sure to follow our partner at Big Banter Sports for all the latest updates involving our podcast, as well as the other 13 teams in the conference. Be sure to download, rate, review, and follow on all of our platforms. Reese Lightning. I don't I don't know. I don't like saying Mifa.
Optimism has returned.
I don't know. That was weird. Like Harry Potter or something.
He said it.